Good morning, everybody. We are in beautiful Stone Mountain, Georgia. We're back at Stone Mountain Park. The last time we were here was for Snow Mountain. Today we're here to go up the mountain. By God, that's a big bug. Welcome all. Now it should be mentioned again before we do this that Mary is deathly afraid of heights. We went on the Orlando Eye. She sat in the middle and cried for a little bit.
That's nice.
So this is going to be an adventure. We're going to walk through Memorial Hall. When we go through Memorial Hall, we come out the other side. You can see the mural on the mountain from here. And we got the snow tubing happening.
Here are some important safety tips. Sit in the tube facing downhill, feet out. Remain seated for the entire ride.
In the Memorial Hall, you can see some pictures of when they were making the mural. Here it is in progress. So we can go in the museum here. This detail is from the carving of Robert E. Lee's uniform. And this is a carving from Jefferson Davis's horse, Blackjack. And this is a comparison of how big the memorial is to other items. It says Statue of Liberty 151 feet. This is just about half that. So this was made in 1928.
Planning of the carving started in 1916. The first carving started itself in 1923, and it was finally completed in 1972.
These are dedication medals from 1970 and the program from the carving dedication. Here's some background on this. This is a Confederate memorial. In 1914, William Terrell and John Temple Graves wrote editorials calling for a monument dedicated to the South. And there is the Civil War Museum upstairs. Did Native Americans own the mountain? This was a buffer zone for them. Here are some artifacts that they found here. Unfinished pipe. Look at that necklace. Pottery from, well, more than 1,000 years ago. These are axes that they made. That is so crazy. Arrow and spear and projectile points. Here's a mock-up of the settlers' farms. And some artifacts from the farm. Here are some firearms from the Civil War. It belongs in a museum. Some Civil War era uniforms. Here's some tin cups. A printing press from 1861. Playing cards. Alright, we're going to head back for the Skyride. We're heading aboard. Are you ready for this?
No.
Here for the snacks.
Well, good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing today?
Awesome.
Y'all ready to do something fun? Yeah. What would you like to do that's fun? Ride the train? The train doesn't begin operating until March 30th. So how about riding Georgia's #1 attraction right here at Stone Mountain Park, our Summit Skyride? How's that sound?
Yeah.
Alrighty, well here we go, guys. How many visitors do we have with us today? All right, let's see, a couple of hands, few hands going up, guys. We're glad to have all of you folks with us today. Welcome aboard. My name is Gary. We're heading 825 feet up to the summit of Stone Mountain. Once you get on top of the car up here, or once you get on top of the rock rather, you step off the car, you'll be at 1,683 feet above sea level. You'll be standing atop the largest exposed piece of granite anywhere in the world today, Stone Mountain. Now the Confederate carving is coming into view right here on the north face of the mountain. The figures on the carving from left to right are Jefferson Davis, Robert E. Lee, Stonewall Jackson. Their horses are Blackjack, Traveler, and Little Sorrel. Robert E. Lee in the middle, his head is 15 feet tall. On the back side of his horse, Traveler, the horse right there in the middle, two school buses can be parked right next to each other, side by side. Take a look at Jefferson Davis riding Blackjack on the left. Take a look at Blackjack's face. Look in at his mouth. A 6-foot-tall person can stand totally inside the mouth of Blackjack. Over on the right-hand side is Thomas Stonewall Jackson. He's riding Little Sorrel. Now, the large area around the carving is 3 acres in size, makes this carving 30 feet larger than Mount Rushmore. Anyone tell me what state Mount Rushmore is located in?
South Dakota.
There you go, South Dakota, you got it. Folks, the mountain itself now is solid granite. 2 miles long and half a mile wide. Only 10% of it, though, sticks up above the ground. The rest of it goes outward to the east here about 10 miles and, of course, is buried underground. It's also about 2.5 miles wide. Alrighty, visibility is about 50 miles out here today from the top here, folks. Y'all ready for a little bit of a thrill? This early Saturday morning? Well, ready or not, here we go as we go over the tower and tilt forward. Wanna do that again? Here we go. That's it, end of your throw ride. Got more throws than that, you're gonna have to wait till Six Flags open. Alrighty, now at the top of Stone Mountain, folks. In a few moments, you'll be able to join your friends and neighbors over here to the right as they walk around the top of the rock. You'll be able to see such exciting places as Buckhead, Sandy Springs, Kennesaw Mountain, and if you look real hard, way off in the distance, you'll be able to see the city of Atlanta. The only way to see Atlanta, way off in the distance. Hold on, we're going to bump a little bit. There you go, told you. Once you step off the car, please exit the car, go through the glass doors on your right here, and then
1,683 feet above sea level right now. Look at this view. We'll zoom a little bit here. So we've come out the other side. The camera adjusts here, a little bit on exposure. You can walk out on these rocks. Mary's just a little nervous. There's a shrub.
Once it curves down, there's no way you get near that.
You can go down quite a bit, but then there's a fence blocking you from falling off. This is Mary's stopping spot. And I apologize for the wind noise. But we're going over the mountain. Actually, I'm reminded of a little ditty from Sir Mr. Ozzy Osbourne. It is a little bit steep here. Just hoping that nobody trips over themselves. Yeah, a lot of pretty views from this way. Down to the snow tubing down there. Up and around. The city of Atlanta is just beyond that peak. We've come around the other side and get a clear shot of Atlanta here.
Get out.
And back.
The other side of the lake is golfing and camping spots. On the left side, you'll see the carving coming into view. Be sure to take your pictures. It started in 1923 as a memorial for Robert E. Lee and finished up in 1970 after 47 years of work. The first guy's name was Borglum. He finished the head of Robert E. Lee just in time for his birthday heads on the carving before his contract ended. So he hit the road. So it sat there unfinished from 1928 to 1958 due to lack of funds. And then the last guy comes in 1958. His name was Hancock. Comes in with the thermal torch and blows away large sections of the rock at one time. Finished it up in 1970. Also, we have the fun of Snow Mountain. That'll be going only a couple more weekends. It'll end on February 24th. So if you didn't bring your boots, come on back. You'll have a chance to get your snow on.
So the car that we just rode down on was the actual car that brought the Olympic torch to the top of the mountain for the Olympic Games back in 1996. The train is currently shut down until next month. So no railroad today, but there is mini golf. There's a whole story behind each hole. Let's see how this goes. The pressure's on. No. Let's go to 4 in that hole. No time to dilly, no time to dally. The general's making tracks with a deep old valley. Keep your eye on the ball and not on the clock, or you might ricochet right off the rock. This is a really fun course, despite the steam up the lens. Check this out. Well, we're done with Stone Mountain. We only had a couple of hours here this time because we have other things to do today, but there's plenty more to do. You could certainly spend the entire day at the park exploring. Snow tubing was open again today. We weren't able to do that. We did it the last time, so you can check out that video up here. But for now, we're gonna get going. So thanks a lot for coming along. Thank you very much for all of your likes and your comments and your subscriptions. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Have a great night. See you guys.